right, I was going through a little fast before and I skipped out a couple of stuff, so I'm going to back up just a little bit. Hopefully you're following along on your assignment page so that you can see where I'm at. So let's actually just kind of go back to the beginning, and it says enter the total amount of line 5. So we have $19,612 that went there. Now line 2 says enter half of line 1. So if I divide this by 2, if I divide the 19,612 by 2, then I get 9806. Next it says enter the total of the amounts on 1040 from all of these different lines, and I get 80,433. And these are just given numbers that it's already given you. There's no place that you've seen so far that I got these from. Next it says to enter the amount, if any, from line 8B. So we entered that. And then it says enter the amount on the next line here. Sorry, it's a little blurry for me, and we've got now the 90,000. So it's saying 90,000 is adding lines 2, 3, and 4. So when I add these together, I end up with $90,758. Now it says enter the total of all amounts on 23 through 32. And so we've got $1,239. And then next it says subtract 6 from 5. So we get the $89,519. Next it says married filing jointly, put in $32,000. So I put in the $32,000 for there because it said he was married filing jointly. And then it says down below subtract line 8 from line 7. So when I subtract these, that's where I get the $57,519. Next it says on line 10, if 12,000 or enter 12,000 if married filing jointly, so he did. And then it says subtract line 10 from line 9. So we're going to subtract the $12,000 from the $57,519, and we end up with $45,519. The next one says enter the smaller of line 9 or 10. So 10 is bigger or is smaller than 9. So we've got $12,000. Line 13 says enter 1/2 of line 12. Well, half of 12,000 is 6,000. And then it says enter the smaller amount. So it's $6,000 goes on line 14. Now it says to take line 11 and multiply by 0.85. And when I do that, I get $38,691. And then it says multiply line 1 by 0.85. And I end up with $16,670. The last one says enter the smaller number of lines 16 or 17. And line 17 was smaller, so he pays $16,670.20. All right, for the you-do, press pause, go ahead and solve. When you're ready, come back. Okay, it says Maria filled out a Social Security benefits worksheet. She received X dollars in Social Security benefits, but had to pay taxes of T dollars of it. Express as a fraction her Social Security income that she had to pay in tax as a percent. So she had to pay these taxes. She received these benefits, so I'm looking at T divided by X. And anytime it asks for it as a percentage, we're going to go ahead and multiply it by 100. All right, almost there. Example 6, it says Ryan retired and is qualified to receive Medicare. In 2008, he paid the standard monthly premium. How much did he pay for the year? Well, you can't answer that until you know what the standard monthly premium was. And in 2008, the monthly premium was $96.40. So this one, pretty simple, especially after the last two that were a little bit more complicated. I take 12 because there's 12 months in a year, paying $96.40 a month. We find that he paid a total of $1,156.80. Go ahead and finish the last you do. Press pause when you're ready. Come back and we'll finish this up. All right, Claire is retired. She pays Medicare Part B premium of P dollars per month. Express the total amount she spent on her Medicare last year algebraically. Well, she paid P and she did it monthly. She did it 12 times. So algebraically, I'm looking at 12P. And that's it for 9.2. Good job, everyone.